Our kids played their tails off. Got down early, responded, had a lot of adversity. Throughout this game, had a ton of adversity. I don't know, probably went down 8 to 10 players during the game, and we had to find ways to make it work, and our kids did, and they fought and they battled back, and then, you sit there and you have more first downs, more yards, and you comparable in third downs, 5 for 13, 5 for 13, but it was obviously the turnovers and not having the execution really in the kicking game is the difference in this game. And but I was really proud of our players. They fought to the end. They played their butts off. And we will continue to. We will continue to. Obviously, this one hurts. Troy's got a good football team. Give them credit. But we know we're better than that. Questions?
After a tough ending like that, just what was the morale like in the locker room right now?
Man, our kids care. They care. So obviously the locker room is hurt because they care. And there's a lot of leadership in that room. There's a lot of guys that care, and the message was, hey, stick together. We're all we got. We stick together within these walls, and we understand that we're all we got, and we've got 5 games left, and every game is a championship game, and we'll get ready for Southern Miss, next week.
When it comes to turnovers on 4 straight possessions, is it just individual mistakes, or is it just snowballing lack of execution?
Well, we sit there and you lose Hunter Herring, who's a big part of our offense and our team. You lose him, and he's got to get stitched up. And, he's our extra point, short field goal guy. And I don't know if he's getting stitched or there's wiping him down and coming in. And wanted to make sure we had an opportunity right there because I think, 10 to 8 at the time? It's a pretty big moment. And obviously, we don't execute there. And then we lose Jake Godfrey, and then we lose Jabari Tiller. I think we lost 8 to 9 guys there, by the end of this game. So that affects, obviously, special teams. That affects, everything. And, we had Bibbs playing outside and inside, and JP, and those guys did a great job. Had some miscommunication. When you have read routes and you're down a couple receivers, your quarterback and our receivers, you got to be on time, and you got to hit it on the right time. And I think it was just a combination of guys down, lack of execution, but the effort and the fight and the will, never strayed. And that's, it's tough. And when you're in those situations, what do? You fight to the end, and you get ready for the next one.
You mentioned it a little bit. Can you just kind of talk to the gameplay calling and the clock management, those 2 drives in the second quarter when you went out, and the last one when
we thought we were right at it. Hunter comes out of the game. I see he's got blood on his face. Hunter is our 4th and 1. We had a package ready for that. We had 3 plays ready for that. So, okay, he's out. And it's 10 to 8, and it's 4th and 1, and then you're 10 to 8, and you're on the 15-yard line. I'm like, okay, let's lose. We're okay. Let's lose those 5, and let's still kick it, and let's get him back, and we can take the lead there. Because I knew they were really good on defense, and we felt like our 4th and 1 package right there Hunter was a big part of it. So that and, the kicking situation, so that's what it was.
Just how much does the kicking situation just determine and kind of change your entire play calling for the whole game?
I think it's changed it completely. You got to score touchdowns, and you got to have 2-point plays ready, and you got to go for 4th downs. And, overall, there till the end, we were 3 for 3 on 4th downs. We executed some big 4th downs. We executed some big 3rd downs. We just didn't execute real good, in some key moments.
Obviously, a ton of injuries to go through. Do you have any updates? We have McReynolds, we have Jake Godfrey, Dylan Howell, Hunter, anything?
I'll have to meet with our medical staff and talk to those. I just know they were ruled out for the game.
It did seem like you kind of abandoned the run game in the second half a little bit. It just kind of desperation. You had to, put some points on the board.
Well, yeah, when you're down 2 scores and they're playing 3 safeties, and we felt like we had some things we could move the ball on them, and we did. But, when you're down 2, you got to play a little bit faster. And we were able to make a lot of plays. We just didn't execute there in some critical moments.
I know you wanted Hunter to be a part of the game plan this week. Him going out with the bloody face. But just what does it say about him that everyone thought he was out of the game
He did. He got stitched up. He got stitched up, and that's who he is, and that's why he's a warrior and he's a winner, and obviously he's a big part right there. And then we lose Bam after the first drive, and then Jay, and then they just started mounting up. So that's part of football. It's part of the game, and it's next man up. Next man's got to be ready. And but again, we played hard. We never quit. We've got to just continue to clean up the execution and find ways to get the ball in the end zone.
You said on Monday you thought this was going to be a championship-type game, so how would you evaluate where this team is after a game like this?
I think we're right there. As crazy as that sounds, I think we're right there. You take away, 3 turnovers and, missed opportunity to take the lead with a field goal. That swings the whole momentum, has opportunity to swing the momentum. But then we come back and we battle back in the second half, and it's 17-14, and we're right there in it with the ball. Defense gets a big stop, and we're right there in it. And then you get back-to-back turnovers, and you put them on a short field, and they cash it in, and that's the difference.